Yeah, you can figure out cameras and stuff.
Yeah, we gotta get closer together though.
I can see the phone here. Like, I got it plugged in because my phone battery is terrible. So this can be plugged in and we can read the questions at the same time over here.
Well, I don't think we're gonna read very many questions on this live stream.
That's true.
It's story time, it's not question time.
You finally get to learn about STACEY, trademark.
We probably take some questions at the end, but honestly, it's mostly gonna be story time, and you guys can. Hello, everyone.
What's up? Oh my gosh, 46 people here.
There's a lot of people that really want to hear about STACEY.
We've been keeping her a mystery for about the entirety of our channel. So I think it's about time we tell some deets. Our personal drama. Our d.i.d. drama from 3 years ago.
Oh man. Yeah. We're gonna wait until some more people file in because I feel like this is not everybody that wants to join the stream. So yeah, we're gonna start here in a little bit. Say hello to everyone, your family in the comments.
Say hello to your fellow goblins. I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves in these times, TM. Your cat.
There was one that we were learning about STACEY shock horror.
Finally, STACEY.
Oh yeah, and for those of you who are asking about the Legally a Goblin merch, that is now officially on our Teespring. So if you're looking for something that says I'm legally a goblin or legally a goblin, I don't know what we put on the shirt.
It's legally a goblin and our little icon thingy.
But yeah, that is in our Teespring along with our Not Just Fire merch, which a lot of you guys said that you'd buy it if you saw it. So I don't know. I'm just saying that it's there.
Yeah, and we've got a few designs for the There Is No Ass in Dissociation stickers. I got one of those saved on my phone, and we just gotta figure out how to put that on Teespring. Should be pretty easy. It's saved from an app.
Yes. And then those of you who asked for coloring pages of our art, those are on Etsy. We have pages that cost $2 to $5, I think. That it's a PDF download, and you just download it and print it off, and it's infinite coloring. There's a hummingbird in the backyard.
Oh my gosh! I can't wait to get hummingbirds at our new house. You know we're gonna have hummingbird feeders.
Oh yeah.
Them boys. I'm gonna train all the birds. I'm gonna feed the neighborhood crows, and they're gonna be my friends. It's gonna be nice.
Heck yeah. It's Spooktober, not October. Just putting that out there now.
Oh boy, this month. Crow Army LMAO. Oh yeah, who's fronting? This is Terrence.
This is Max, but I feel like Ashley is gonna make an appearance here real soon. My voice is getting a little rough. Ashley loves to talk about STACEY and all the BS that she put us through.
It was a lot. That was a month before the subsystem came up. That makes sense. I will tell my viewers which printing, and please like and subscribe to continue to look forward to getting to know the subsystem. Yeah, our next video that we have in progress is Meet the Subsystem video. We just have a couple more people who want to film their little segments, and then we'll be Gucci.
Gobtober.
Gobtober. I love it.
We've taken October over, and it's now Gobtober, or Spooktober, but you can't call it October anymore.
We must rename the terrible month.
We must reclaim. We will reclaim it.
Hey, people joining.
There's 89 people here. I think we're gonna wait just a tiny bit longer.
May I actually know which systems are in you right now? The Acrylic and Aether. That's who's who.
Yeah.
If that's what that was. Yeah, we just have subsystems within our systems.
Mm-hmm. There is this notion that I am in their system. I don't know where that came from. We are two different systems. We run the channel together. That is why there are separate videos made by us and by them. And we're together. We're getting married. I just don't know where the notion came from that we're in the same system. That was like a big thing for like a year, and then it came back like maybe 3 weeks ago.
I know, it's so whack.
So I'm not sure where that notion came from.
Yeah.
But we are two different people. And that is probably why we have made the most Danny Gonzalez references in our videos this Power Week. So welcome into everybody. We're gonna get started here real soon.
Someone's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Goblin. It is now all the goblins' birthdays. Congratulations.
Happy early and / or late birthday.
It is everyone's birthday today. So yeah, so I think we're gonna get started here real soon, but I just wanted to say welcome to the end of Power Week. You guys made it. Thank you so much for watching and supporting us throughout the week.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to make the content that we have.
Yeah, it was nice to actually be able to chill out and like make content without having to like tense our face up the whole freaking time. It was real nice.
Oh yeah, and yesterday's video didn't get very many views, so we announced the live stream on yesterday's video, and we were hoping more people would watch, so we had to announce it on Instagram and things like that. So hopefully more people like pile in. That would be cool.
Hopefully people have their notifications on. We got 113 right now, which is 114. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good turnout. Okay, so I guess since it started with me, I will start the story time.
The Facebook group. The Facebook group we both got kicked out of.
Oh man, yeah. There is like something on d.i.d cringe on things saying, "Oh, they got kicked out of d.i.d group." It's like it's not for the reason you think.
We questioned authority.
We really did. We questioned authority, and we were like, "Are you sure this person should be approved?" Like, I feel like they're. But anyway, we met STACEY in a d.i.d Facebook group. I think it was just called d.i.d support group or something like that.
It was the Living with Dissociative Identity Disorder. I was trying to not say the name of it.
So whatever, we're spilling tea today. Yeah, so we got into that group and we met STACEY and our alter Honey, who is mute again because of STACEY. Sorry, dissociation. Ashley's like, no! Excuse me. So we met her, and Honey reached out and was like, hey, this is our first time in a group. We really don't know what way is up, and we don't know a lot of the terminology. We're just looking for some support, and STACEY came to the rescue, I guess. So I'd say the beginning year or so was pretty all right. That was the first year was before you. Yeah,
it was like 2015.
I think so, because we got not engaged. We started dating at our 1-year anniversary,
which was 2016, my sophomore year.
Yeah. But yeah, so the first bit, it was totally fine. She was supportive. We talked a lot, and eventually, she had said that her ex, who I'm just gonna call Al, her ex Al became abusive, and had started like getting aggressive and things like that. Um, STACEY had actually forced her ex to fake d.i.d, and this was the whole thing. Like, STACEY was just like, oh well, you act different like this, and you do this, and I have this, so I know what I'm talking about. And so eventually Al said, fine, I have d.i.d. And after that, it was about 3 months after that, um, she started becoming more aggressive and telling STACEY that like she was being abusive and things like that. And STACEY was like, no, Al, you're the one being abusive. I should have saw the red flags at that point. I did not, and we got together.
Very, very soon after. Wasn't it like the day of the
Yeah,
breakup?
yeah. No, it was a bad decision, and I regret my decision full-heartedly, but we got together.
Someone says sounds like a narcissist. I want to say both yes and no, because we have known some pretty awful narcissists. Then we've also known people who have narcissistic personality disorder who are actually really chill. It just depends on how they manage it and if they're receiving treatment or not.
Mhm.
Ones like our friends who are receiving treatment, they're a-okay. But STACEY, another story.
Yeah, and so I think my dad was very disappointed in my decision. And pretty soon I like started visiting her and stuff. She was a truck driver, and so she stopped by my college occasionally, and I don't remember exactly what happened or who got together first, but some of our alters started dating, and things just started getting intertwined. And it was like, I thought it was really nice. We felt like we could be ourselves, and they seemed really supportive, and it was just like, wow, this is awesome. Um, and then you guys came into the picture. So STACEY started living with me at college, which my college surprisingly did not kick her out. I was very surprised and confused because they had a strict no non-student policy unless you live in family housing. But I think since I lived in like a disability unit with my dog, it was okay. I don't know. I lived alone, so whatever. Um, and they started talking.
Yeah, we started talking to STACEY before we started talking to them. We got along better with STACEY at first than them. We actively disliked each other for a good few months.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know she was talking to you guys for a while. Yeah, she didn't say anything.
I didn't even know that. Jeez. Like, I'm getting a lot of this secondhand. This feels like I'm just going through a recap of a season of TV. The STACEY times, the STACEY season. Good lord, was it a time? Oh yeah. Yeah, she was not one for telling people things at all.
No. So I guess it was probably a month or two after you guys started talking that she was like, "Well, you should start talking to them too." And I was like, okay, I'll try." And we didn't like each other at all. Um, and let's see, we started Skyping before we got together.
Yeah. Oh man, we were getting turned over Skype so much.
Oh yeah, we were partying it up. It was college times. We were all depressed because of the presidency and everything that was going on there.
We no longer drink as much now. Don't you worry. We've grown past that very much. Plus, stomach ulcers don't really let you do that.
Yeah. one night, this was a big tip-off that things were going to go horribly, horribly wrong. So we Skyped for a little bit together, all three of us, and I think it was at the end of the Skype call. I think it was Luca. I think it was Luca in our system who took our dog out, came back in, and STACEY had drinking almost a half a bottle of Black Velvet.
Oh, Black Velvet. I
Yeah.
just thought it was the Pinnacle Whip vodka.
Oh, no,
disgusting trademark.
This was the night that things kind of like tipped me off that things weren't nice as they appeared. So Luca had teased somebody in STACEY's system, and STACEY raised a fist. Nothing happened officially, but Luca stood in a doorway and kind of looked at her like, "Do it." You know, I want to punch you in the nose.
Throw the first hit, I dare you.
Yeah, like, I have been told my entire life that if a man or woman that I am, involved with decides to hit me, that I am very allowed to hit them back and call the police and have them removed. Like, that was preached to me by my stepfather. So
yeah, don't freaking hit people you're with. The most I could see is us aggressively like tapping you on the shoulder, like, "Hey, knock that
off." But yeah, so after that, I told her she needed to sleep on the couch. She scared my dog. My dog actually hid under the bed shaking, and I was very concerned. And so I think this was a week or two before we got together officially, but I messaged you and I was like, "Hey." And so we started talking a little bit. And then on mine and STACEY's anniversary, we asked you guys out, and that's kind of where that fell.
October 5th, 2016, when we first got together.
Oh, yeah.
4 years ago. 4 years and now 6 days.
Yes. And we're getting married in 359 days.
We can do this. We can plan a wedding in that amount of time. Got plenty of ideas. But yeah, we started talking more.
Mm-hmm. All right, and it's your turn to tell how you met STACEY and what transpired, because I still don't know the full story because we didn't talk for 2 months.
Yeah, all right. So the first thing, really, we did not start out looking for a relationship at all. When we started talking to STACEY, we were just in a d.i.d support group. We were trying to, make friends, get a hang of being a system and communicating with alters and having friends who are systems and not singlets who try to make you integrate like our ex did just before that. Like, we started talking to STACEY about a month before our last boyfriend dumped us. We have not dated another guy since. Well, I mean, guys in your system.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Not a cis-het white boy.
Yeah. No more of those. Because, oh god, yeah, that guy was all like, 49 alters is quite a lot to have, The average is like 13. And then we put that to a vote, like, should we try to push integration as our healing method on the system? And it was voted majority no. Some were like, yeah, I'd be open to it, but others were like, not me. I'm not touching that dude over there, no way. And then he was like, you shouldn't give your disorder a say in what you do about it. And our jaw hit the floor. We were like, excuse me. You're dead to me now. And then he dumped us the night before our first biology final. And then we were just like, okay, we're just going to take refuge in, like, other people, like, systems. And, like, we had a crush on a girl on campus at the time. Like, we had our eyes set on her, but she was a singlet, and there was no way she could have handled us. She would have like her brain would have exploded. Poor gal. So glad that didn't happen. But yeah, STACEY trademark ended up being all like, "Oh, we should be in a relationship," subtly hinting at it the whole time we were being friends, and we were all like, "No, we have to be single for some time and discover ourselves. We must be alone for a while." But she eventually talked us into it, like other alters kind of, convincing them like, "Oh, they're so cute together. Look at that interaction. That's so cute." And it really felt like she was kind of using our alters, like especially like Sujin. I feel like she really latched onto him a lot, and oh yeah, maybe that's why he hasn't fronted in years consistently. Darn, you put those pieces together years later, but yeah, and she really seemed to really foster the differences between alters. Like the two of us were just like, yeah, be yourselves. But her, it felt like she was really trying to develop that and like further split people almost. Like really, really define them into more altery alters instead of like if they wanted to be the integrated type, then like allowing that is she was very anti-integration, like aggressively. And I think that might be where we got our slightly skewed view at first from, because she was all just like very set in her views, and let's see, yeah, started talking. She was very supportive and like motherly at the time, and we had been going through a lot of like getting into college and like getting our feet on the ground and getting our bearings, so we needed someone to kind of ground us, and she was that very supportive grounding figure at first. So we like kind of like held on to her because she was like 26 or something, which was older than us. We were, oh god, we were 19 at the time. That was a 7-year age difference.
Yeah.
What were we doing?
It was actually 6 years.
That's like a bigger age difference than us and our sister. That's we're 5 years apart, and just thinking about dating someone my sister's age is just like no. That's
My mom's always dated somebody that's been like 8 to 10 years older than her, so it didn't bother me as much. I kind of had that in my head, like my mom didn't mind because I was 18 when we started dating, and she had people 8 to 10 years, so 6 years was or 6 years was nothing.
Yeah, my dad always had those weird expectations. Like mom was 2 years younger than him, and they were always talking about how it'd be weird if the woman was older, and like how it'd be weird if they were more than like a good like age group apart. And it's my family had the weirdest standards. There's so much that's wrong with them that you just realize later down the road. You're like, what's up with my family? So yeah, our family was tumultuous to say the least. We were learning independence and, grasped onto her. And then, we were watching how you two were in a relationship from afar, and we were single, very single, forcing ourselves to be alone, forcing ourselves, and jealously watching from afar. One of our most notable scenes that I remember, like with clarity, is coming back from, I think, the first time seeing you and Zoe blasting that one Red Hot Chili Peppers song that has the line, "I don't ever want to feel like I did that day," and just singing that at the top of our lungs and like crying on the way home. Because we just despised that like really weird relationship vibe that she just had. It felt like fake, like plastic, like overdone. It was weird. And I don't know, it just made us feel really uncomfortable the way she was just really all over you guys, like grabbing your butt in front of us. Like, no, no, you keep things PG until you know us in person for months. Thank you very much. You got to get to know us in steps. You don't just. We felt so dirty around her all the time. And she was just like very open with very X-rated topics and like very pushy towards Devin about when he would be ready for that kind of stuff and not willing to like wait. Like that's not okay. It was messed up. And yeah, it was sort of when she started becoming more I don't know, just made us more uncomfortable that we started leaning more towards you guys and being like, okay, you seem like the more normal out of the two. You seem more like us. Okay, let's kind of like see what's going on over here. Am I the only one who's seeing these strange things going on? Like, and she was really pushing things like making you want to hate your family. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, like I'm super chill with your family. I'm like, yeah, I love your dad. Your family's great. Like, whatever, they're cool. But Zoe was all like, oh, your dad's the worst.
You
He's
keep name
terrible.
dropping her. It's okay. She's changed her name like 8 different times since then. So, I mean,
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
There are people out there who know her.
Oh yeah,
I
because
know.
we actually we started this channel with Stacy.
Her video has like 200 views.
Yeah.
That's on private.
Yeah,
It's
on private. She's in like I think 2 videos at the beginning, and then we went months without uploading. So if you know, you know. But at this point, honestly, I think she has changed her legal name 3 times and changed her
last name,
Facebook name, I guess, 8 times.
Yeah.
So honestly, you wouldn't be able to find her by searching her name.
I wonder.
No, you would not. We've
vaguely Zoe. How many
Yeah.
freaking Zoes are in the world? Bazillions.
But yeah, so at that point in time, I think we hadn't realized it yet. You guys had, but we hadn't realized it yet, and we were still trying to navigate things. She had this weird way of making alters start to inevitably hate her. So she had one alter that was, she had 2 alters. They were twins. One was kind of a motherly figure, and one was a fake motherly figure.
Aggressive and like
Yeah.
persecutor.
Yeah. So our alter Grace, we were sitting at our dad's old place, and we were talking to them, and Grace had said something about doubting herself, and the fake motherly alter actually slapped her hand and left a red mark. And that was the point in time that we were like, oh shit. So
yeah, it was not okay.
Yeah, we were in the process of actually moving down to Oregon at this point.
The RV.
Yeah, we're getting there. So we had between the point we got together and the point we're talking about, things are a little messy because dissociation, different authors hold different memories.
I remember a few bits between those times. Like you guys came to visit our campus a few times, and it was weird. It was a weird dynamic. A lot of like us trying to hide both of them and dog from our college like personnel. So it was quite anxiety provoking, but you know, they were able to get a hotel one of the times and it was all right, except for we had the swine flu and that was difficult.
That was awful.
It was terrible.
From what I remember though, I'm just going off of basics. So we got together. This is kind of like a basic timeline between us getting together and us going down to Oregon to live in the RV, which we will get to, I swear. So we got together. Her ex was still in the truck with her. As I said, she was a truck driver. That was crazy times. And eventually her ex was like, enough is enough. I'm getting out of the truck and I'm doing something else. So Stacy came to live with me on my college campus. It was weird because I felt some of my authors related more to Al than they did to Stacy. Which was another red flag that I totally just Because we still talked to Al. At that point, we didn't know that she had faked d.i.d, and we were just like, whatever. Years later, we had talked to her and was like, it's okay if you did. Like, I understand at this point that that was a manipulative way to get you to do that. You know, I wasn't mad at all.
Like the circumstances kind of push that.
Yeah, that one instance is just like,
That one's
no,
understandable.
I understand. She made it so it was almost impossible to not, you know.
Yeah, she's really cornered.
Yeah. So um so we were talking to our friend Kat, and our friend Kat was kind of sitting there on the phone as we were saying these things that STACEY was doing, and just going, yeah. Mm-hmm. Trying not to impede on our relationship, but also trying to drop subtle hints that I don't think this is as good of a relationship as you think it is. Um, and so there were a couple outbursts on college campus where our dog was amazing, she was playful, she was excited, and she had made our dog cower underneath the bed multiple times, shaking. And our dog had peed herself a couple of times because she was so scared of STACEY. And STACEY was like, why is she scared of me? Why are you scared of me? And things like that. So it was just like, mm-hmm. But my brain did not see it. um, but yeah.
I spell it funny. It's TA for a reason.
But yeah, so my brain didn't see the red flags, period. When you're in a toxic relationship, you don't always see that it's toxic. So at that point in time, my grades started dropping in college. I stopped going to some of my classes. I turned in assignments late, and she was like, well, I got hired on at this company, and I'm going to go on the road for a few months. And I was like, I'm going with you.
Yeet.
Worst mistake of my life. So during that time, we had started talking to them more because STACEY was driving the truck and we were stuck in the back in the bed, and we couldn't really do art because it was bumpy, and we had to occupy our time with something. Reading made us motion sick, so we were like, okay, well, let's just message and maybe try to get to know them, you know? So we got to know them a bit better, and I think it was Grace and Vicky who got together first.
Yep.
And so they started talking, and then I think Sophia and Liberty started talking because they were both system overwatchers at the time, and they didn't really get into a relationship at that point in time, but you know, they were growing closer.
I'm just screaming internally because he found out he was gay later.
Yeah. And Sophia knew, but that's another story for a different time. And so we went to visit them on campus, and I think something happened between STACEY and them and whatever. I don't remember exactly what it was, but on the way back to the truck, Sophia was talking to Liberty and was like, hey, so STACEY, you know, felt this way about this, and you know, we just wanted to bring it up to see if what you thought. Ooh, excuse me.
Super insignificant thing.
Yeah, to see what you thought about it. Well, we had told STACEY that we had told them, and she blew up on us. She was like, why did you tell them? I didn't want to tell them. That was something I was supposed to bring up with them, not you. I was like, well, if we're in a poly relationship, communication is key, and we're supposed to be, you know, communicating together, and it didn't seem like you wanted to tell them at all.
Yeah, it's supposed to be open 3-part communications, and she was telling lies and keeping secrets.
yeah, and so wow, we're at 2:04. Our story time is captivating.
Gotta learn about that STACEY TM.
And so we told them that she was yelling at us, and that started kind of the downfall. And we were like, So after that, I think we spent maybe 2 or 3 more weeks in the truck, and then decided it was time for us to live at our dad's. This is the other thing. It was disgusting. This was in our college apartment. It was in the truck, and it was in the RV. She wouldn't clean up her trash, and the little trash that we had, she would blame the entirety of it on us. So the truck was disgusting all the time. Um, our apartment was disgusting all the time. There was at least 3 trash bags at all times that were full and made everything smell, and it was disgusting. And we didn't really have motivation to clean, because every time we would clean, it would become more. It would just be dirty the next day. So what was the point of cleaning? You know?
It was impressive, honestly. Like the RV would be picture perfect clean. She would come home. We would come over the next day after our shift at work, and we'd be like, "What happened? Like a bomb went off in there."
Yeah. It was, yeah, no, it was awful. And so we moved back to our dad's, because we were like, you know what? We have a dog. We are in a cramped truck, and you don't clean up your trash, and it's really, really gross. So we went back to our dad's. We made a 16 to 18 hour drive back to our dad's. We did not sleep. We did not stop for very long, maybe a minute or two, to make sure that our dog was okay, and went to the bathroom and everything. But we made a direct drive home. We wanted to get as far away from her as possible and be in our own bed. What are you laughing about?
Just a reference people kept making about her, about this time period. Okay, I don't know if you guys watch Impractical Jokers, but there's like this one segment where the guy's like, "Find my wife," and they have to give like really vague descriptors and like try to find an imaginary person. And one of the descriptors was, "She looks like a trash bag full of mango pulp." And people keep saying that about her.
Oh my god!
That's what her soul looked like. A trash bag. She was not as pretty on the inside.
She wasn't very pretty on the outside either. Hi guys, it's Ashley. So it's a shit show. She was a shit show. And I don't know how we made it through.
I know, right?
I am very glad I did not get in a relationship. I got in like a partial relationship, but I did not get in like a solid relationship with them. I dodged that bullet.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
good for you.
It was awful. We were so depressed. It was our mental health just. Hello everyone. Hi. Hi. I know I'm like a favorite of the channel because I'm like blatantly honest. I don't know. So at this point in time, STACEY had decided that Honey, who relearned how to talk, was her motherly figure, was her mom, because her mom wasn't very supportive and was just kind of a piece of trash. And so STACEY had decided that Honey was going to be her surrogate mom, I guess. I don't know. And started
counselor, basically.
Yeah, and started abusing the privilege. So slowly, over time, Honey stopped talking again, and she still hasn't started talking again. Like that's how abusive this person is.
And we left her in 2018.
No, 2017. Before our 2-year. Before our 2-year anniversary, yeah.
It was like the September-ish of our junior year.
Something like that. I don't know. It was, oh man. It was awful. Anyway.
Oh god, that was a mess. I'm just thinking about that timeline in its entirety. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, no, it was awful. It's Ashley now. I said hello, and everyone was like, "Hey, Ashley," and
Ashley.
But yeah, so over the course of the truck duration and into getting into the RV, Honey just stopped talking again. It was awful, and yeah. So anyway, we got to our dad's. Stacy had decided that, oh boy, I'm gonna go live with your dad too, and work a job that is sketchy and doesn't keep book records and scratches hours. It was awful. And so eventually we were like, okay, well, we should just move down to Oregon. Our dad's getting tired of you, and we should have taken that as a sign. We're engaged, but at that point, our dad had given us a talk like, I don't approve of your decision. That was not us being engaged. That was us and Stacy being engaged. And it like...
drastically different than our experience.
Yeah. Our dad called us and was like, you know, she doesn't work, she's changed jobs, she seems manipulative. I just don't like her, and I don't like her decision. And at that point in time, we were like, oh, it's our mistake to make. And oh boy, was it. And we actually ended up living with a friend for a little while because she didn't like our dad. So yeah, that was during the time she started to tell us, oh, well, your dad was neglectful when you were younger, and your dad did this and your dad did that, and we started like, oh, it makes sense, but in reality it wasn't him, it was our stepmom. Yeah, no, it was...
That's where she proposed, is at their house.
Yeah.
We were there for that. I think that was what... No, that wasn't what we were singing about. We were upset about that, too. I think we played that CD again on the way home from that, too.
Oh, man. It was... Oh, God. Anyway, she gave us this fake ring that we had stolen from Kmart when we were working there, but it was the last week Kmart was open, so, yeah. I don't know. It was a $5 ring, by the way. Like... We didn't steal a $100 ring. We stole one of the fake rings that turns green in like 2 days.
So it's like OMG LMAO. I know, right? Oh god.
Yeah, but anyway, so I don't know the exact timeline because it was effed up. Trigger warning for kind of essay stuff real quick. I just want to mention this because it was a big part of the relationship and it's kind of gross. So you can turn the volume off if you don't want to hear about sexual abuse or anything like that. That is totally fine. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty details. I'm just going to kind of blanket statement some things.
We'll give a thumbs up when we're done talking about this.
Yes. So in the time that we were together, we had a lot of pain during intimacy. There was bleeding and a couple other things that was going on that it just made everything hurt. And she didn't seem to care. We would be crying in the middle of things, and she would be like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, so ultimately that was another part that made us feel awful.
Oh yeah, the one experience we had with her was well, since this is already trigger warning and muted, we were basically blackout drunk.
Yeah.
And whoever was out was like crying in the middle and like was just like, oh, whatever, just ignore it. And she was just like, okay. And you guys were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we were kind of like...
It's like, yes, that's a very self-destructive sexual altar that's out right now, but don't listen to them when they say such a thing.
No. Yeah, no.
It's elementary. You just don't do that.
Not at all. It was no. But yeah, so that was kind of a theme throughout, and I'm just gonna say, okay, we good.
Okay, I guess that's done. We're done talking about that now. We're in the clear. Trigger warning over.
Yeah, I wanted to go over that because that was like throughout the relationship, and it was just.
This is something you just can't ignore. Sometimes.
Yeah. So this happened throughout, and I just didn't want to like stop every step of the way and be like, yeah,
we dodge things. We don't like to dodge things.
So yeah. Anyway, we moved down to the RV, but we didn't move down to the RV. We moved into a hotel, and we had the option to buy an RV almost as soon as we got down there. But instead, STACEY decided that it was more fun to stay in a hotel, waste $100 a night instead of buying an RV, and talk to a British guy that promised us $10,000 until we came out to him about having d.i.d.
Mm-hmm. That was so weird. I forgot about British guy.
He was
British guy.
Yeah, no.
Oh, he was so flirty and so old. It was so creepy.
Yeah.
That's all we'll say on that.
Oh man, it was gross. No, he offered us a sponsorship for he was involved in like a group that did cool sponsorships for people that were having hard times, and it was like 10K, and we were looked at to be approved until STACEY told him we had d.i.d. We didn't want to tell him, but she told him. And
yeah, like we know when to keep quiet about things.
Yeah.
STACEY, on the other hand, was like loud and proud all day, every day, and we were just like,
British guy trademark. We literally called him that for the entirety that we knew him. We did.
Forgot his name.
Terrence, I think.
No. Nah, I don't think so. Not George. Harry?
No.
Harold? Henry?
No.
No. Something British.
Something British.
My grandma was half British. I can say these things.
But yeah, so he was like, yeah, we'll get you set up. It'll be fine. You can either get into a house or buy an RV and have enough money to, buy you some good groceries and all of that. Well, we found an RV for $1,200, and we were trying to work at the time, but it was being really difficult. We went with $900, but we spent 5 nights in a hotel. That was $100 a night.
Mm-hmm.
So
plus food and stuff.
Yeah.
So it took you guys down to like
$300.
And together.
Yeah.
And so the majority of the RV came out of our hours working at Target.
Yeah.
Justice for our $1,200. I swear to God, we put even more than that into there because we had to buy like an $80 part for that thing. We were helping out with rent here and there because STACEY trademark was like all over with the jobs, and like, yeah, it wasn't that much for rent. I think it was only like
$200 a month. Because we were renting the driveway.
Mm-hmm. And that was at the time when she was still like, the money was just disappearing, and then the alcohol bottles were appearing, and we were just like, you need to manage that a little better.
Yeah, she was an alcoholic.
Worse than we were.
Yeah, we won't even skip over that. She could drink a full bottle of alcohol and not feel drunk at all.
It was disturbing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so they bought the RV basically. We moved into the RV, and it was just an awful time. We had ant infestations because she didn't know how to pick up food. We had rat infestations. Rats were in the toilet. And it never stayed clean. The floors were always sticky. When we worked, she would not take the dog out, so the dog would go to the bathroom in the RV. And she would yell at the dog. And
instead of just like, putting the dog on a leash, putting it on the door handle and just like opening the door.
Yeah.
It would be that low effort.
Yeah, for real. And so every time we would clean the RV, which would be like once every 2 weeks, the next day it would literally be filled with trash again. And she asked us, why don't you clean more? And I was like, really? You don't help us clean. What are you talking about? Bruh.
Oh, God. At one time, Dennis fronted and gave her the death glare. Oh, I love that moment. Instant replay.
Watching it in your mind.
Yes, I am. Looks inner world to replay that moment. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, like, this is when we first got the RV. So we bought this thing. It was secondhand. It was on this lady's driveway. And we bought it from a family who was, like, renting her driveway. And they wanted to get rid of the RV. We were like, all right, let's just check it out. It'll be super temporary until we get into an apartment. This is just so we can just save up a bunch of money and get an apartment together. And it would be rad.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we put a lot into that RV and things weren't getting saved. And we were cleaning the heck out of that thing. And it was really dirty when we got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was.
We had the option to get it a day earlier, and we were like, I have a gut feeling like this is going to be the one we're going to buy. We should just do this now instead of doing another night at the hotel. Let's just put our foot down. $120 later, $120 more out of our pocket.
Yeah. We still feel really bad about that, honestly.
We don't blame you at all. You didn't have a job. She had like a solid full-time job that was earning like $1,000 a month. And it was just vanishing into thin air.
It was more than $1,000 a month. It was like $1,000 a week. She was making $4,000 a month, and it was just no. She would buy electronics. She would buy cool new gadgets, and she wouldn't spend any of it on us. She even canceled our car insurance and stopped paying for that, even though we were sharing a car. And she had said that she would pay for our car insurance, and we got our license suspended because she didn't. So, yeah, there's that. Oh, man.
Yeah, she made $4K a month and still leached off of us.
Yeah.
We were still, like, buying things for the RV and trying to clean it up. The one time that Dennis fronted, he was only fronted a few times around her, and this is funny, because this is super ironic. He is a very OCD alter all about cleaning. His name is Dennis, but we got him before Split came out. And he picked that name because somebody accidentally called us Dennis instead of Devin repeatedly. And he was like, I like that name. And he took that one because he went by a different name when we were dating one of our exes. And he was like, I want to forget that version of myself. So I'll just go by that one because it's just convenient. And someone's calling us that. And he was cleaning at one point, and Zoe, STACEY,
and name drop. It's okay.
She was like sitting there, like bouncing her leg, looking really bored and just annoyed with us for having to be so perfection and like impatient. And like he was being thorough because if we were spending time in there, we wanted it to be not completely covered in dirt. And he was scrubbing the floor, and she was, just scrolling through social media, and they were just dissociated, trying to, like, stay out of Dennis's wrath. And he just, like, gave STACEY the worst scowl I think we've given someone in a long time. And she just, like, froze. And we were just like, internal victory! Because that was when we were starting to get really annoyed, because she wasn't making any efforts to like really upkeep anything, and she was one bringing the most dirt and mess and garbage into the equation, and we weren't even living in the RV. We were spending like a few hours every day over there. We were living at Dad's, which was like about 5 minutes away, and we weren't even living in the RV, and we were cleaning more than STACEY.
Yeah, and she had constantly been like, oh, you should move into the RV with us. You don't ever have to go back to your dad's. And she was pulling the same stuff she was pulling with us, with them. Like, your dad is awful. And, like, yes, it's true, but also that's a stable place to live with his own space and all of that.
And not an irreparable being. People can be redeemable. Like, you don't completely cut them out. At least I didn't want to with our dad. Just like, we'll give him a chance. We'll watch him from afar. We won't completely build that wall. But she was like, oh no, just do it. Just cut this guy off. It's like, no, like, this guy's helping us get a house right now, helping us with the process. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't listen to her advice.
But yeah, so at this point in time when we got the RV, for about 2 months before we got the RV, we were like, okay, we're going to cut this relationship off at some point. And at the beginning of our relationship, they had said if one of us broke up, they would run.
We would dip. Like, if one of you guys breaks up, we're out because we don't even care about relationships anymore. Our life is whatever.
So about 2 months before we got into the RV, we were like, okay, we're cutting ties with STACEY, and this is just going to be, whatever. And so we had this in our mind that this was going to be the way it was going to happen. So we spent about 4 months in the RV before we broke up. And at that point, she had continuously lied. She had told us not to tell them things.
It was clearly cheating on us. You don't do that to us.
Yeah, she had some X-rated items in her bag, and like, really? And so we had told them a couple of things about what she was doing and how when she would come home at, I think it was 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, we would turn over in bed, and she would try to have full-on conversations with us. We were smoking like 3 packs a day, I swear.
Oh yeah, dang.
Yeah. We would shout at her, and we're not an abusive person. We're a very easy, laid back, kind, caring, loving being that wants to make sure that everyone has the best in their life. We want to make sure that, oh man, no, you're important. Like, we're gonna make sure you're comfortable. We're that type of person.
Post STACEY, I can count on one hand the amount of times you've shouted. Like,
this was every single morning though. We were getting so annoyed, and it was just like we would go outside, we would take our dog with us, make sure our dog was just laying and keeping us relaxed, and we would just chain smoke. And yeah, it was an awful time, let's just say that. So we were in that phase of convincing them that we were worth it. So we were trying to prove our loyalty. When they were too drunk, we would make sure they had some space to like calm down. We would be quiet around them, but soulfully comforting. We would ignore STACEY, and man, we were just like sticking in that relationship so we could be with them. Like, honestly, we were, because we felt ourselves going. We didn't like who we were with her, and it was just awful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I know I'm taking up a lot of like story time, but this is just like,
you have clearer memories than I do. I've got a lot of static and a lot of like clear images that just go along with this. So like, I'm saying the majority of what I have to say.
And then came the dreadful night that we broke up with her. We had told them, we're like, if we break up with her, are you going to be okay? And they were like, I feel pretty confident, whatever. So we were like, okay, we have permission to break up with her. And so we did. She drank like 3 bottles that night. And then the night after, they came over after we had told them, I think it was Luca who had told Dare that we had found some stuff in her wallet, and or not her wallet, her purse, some X-rated things that showed that
she was not loyal to us.
No. And she had sent some things to us that were just like, End of the line, hun. So Luca had told Dare in their system.
Y'all might remember Dare. He's the sassiest of gays. Used to be one of our main fronters. He really dropped off the face of the earth after her.
Oh yeah, it was bad. So we Luca had told Dare, and Dare came over. Like we had been like, okay, well, we're gonna head back up. You come over when you're ready.
And he was like, no, we're doing this now. I'm coming over right after work. Right as soon as we got off the Target, we went to Walgreens, picked up a fresh pack of cigarettes, and
a bottle of vodka.
Oh, yeah. Or I think we just had that around because we weren't 21 at the time. We do not condone underage drinking. Do not follow our examples. They are very bad examples.
Oh, man, yeah.
That's why I'm writing a book. LMAO, learn from our mistakes. Please.
But yeah, the glare. So STACEY wasn't back yet. STACEY was still at work. The glare that Dare gave STACEY, like they had had a panic attack. They had gone through multiple things, and we felt it was deserved. Honestly, throughout the relationship, they had given us many panic attacks, and so the glare just was like a trigger to them. They kind of thought it was a joke at first. They were like, "What? Like they were joking around."
Oh, he was not like it seemed like he was at first. He's like, "Oh, nothing's wrong. Everything's fine." And he was just getting progressively more and more intoxicated as the night went on. We were almost sick to our stomach, but we were not.
Yeah. And so I felt like it was like the most minor payback we could give her.
Yeah, she had like, an hour of like anxiety in comparison to the 5 hours of anxiety and
the
distress.
Almost 2 years of relationship we had to go through.
And the trauma, thanks.
Oh man, so much trauma. We have so many altars that are scarred by her.
Oh yeah, that's what was the tip off that turned Wyatt persecutor. Like, dang, he was like, this is the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like the 3 out of 3 bad relationships where I got screwed over and screw all you guys. And he went from this sweet, like, innocent guy who loves cooking to this guy who will starve the body and is very self-destructive in our world and rarely fronts now.
Yeah. And our altar Rain. So I guess before we get to the very end of all of this, because there is a pretty big finale, I guess.
Oh yeah. The end. Oh, someone loves our videos.
Yeah.
Just on Instagram. Thank you.
So I guess we can go through a couple of traumas that authors have gone through.
Oh boy, yeah.
Do we have our energy drink down here, or can I steal a drink from yours?
No, you can steal a drink from mine. I think you're still upstairs. It's still pretty full. I've been drinking that slowly. Gotta have mercy on them ulcers. But when you have untreated ADHD, you gotta manage that somehow, and caffeine is, I guess, a way. Makes us feel less jittery. Ironically.
So when we were staying at our friend's, our friend Joey was amazing during this time, by the way. He was kind of like a rock to our company anyway. Mm-hmm. But STACEY had said something, and our altar Rain was fairly new at the time, and was like, "Oh well, I don't think that. I think this, and this." And it was very black and white. She was very like straight to the point and honest. STACEY liked to beat around the bush and didn't like to get straight to the point, or she what we called it was coddling the truth.
She liked a nice thick sugar coating.
And so Rain was just like, "No, I think people were this." So I think it was honestly something about the Holocaust and all of that. It was like a very black and white statement that we strongly believed. I don't remember what it was, but they were like, "Why would you say that?" That's not okay. And you shouldn't be so blunt about things. I don't understand why you're so black and white, and that's just who Rain is.
Should just be that way.
Yeah. And so Rain decided, well, I'm not gonna front around you anymore.
She just hasn't fronted around people like at all, really.
No.
Like, the times she's fronted post STACEY were like only on Messenger, and then it's just like someone else really dissociated when we get home. We're just like, dang.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. No, Rain does not like to front because she fears the fact that she is too blunt, too honest, and people are going to dislike her for that.
I know a few people she'd get along with. My subsystem, so she won't be alone forever.
It makes me really sad to know that our alters feel the fact that they shouldn't front. They just shouldn't be out, and that, you know, that's not what we want to do in our relationship. We want to make sure everyone's comfortable, but it's hard to convince people when they won't front.
Yeah. Yeah, knocked a lot of people really off balance. Hugo, he was really good. He was like a rock. Now he's just like never there.
Yeah.
I think he's been drinking too much on the inside. A lot of us have on the inside, but on the outside. Luckily.
Honey still can't talk. She wants to relearn how to talk, but honestly, being used as a sounding board for, you know, a couple of years, and when she needed a break, STACEY guilt tripped us and was like, oh, well, I thought you said no matter what, no matter when, no matter how, I'll always be there for you.
Whack.
Yeah, no, every time Honey was like, well, I need some space, you know, I'm not having a good time, I'm, you know, just I'm just, you know, I need a break from comforting you 24/7. She didn't say it in those words, but it, you know, it was obvious. And STACEY really didn't like that. When STACEY asked for an altar to be out, she expected the altar to be out.
She was that kind of system.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Gross. Yeah, she was always like, oh, this altar misses so and so. Are they around? And it's just like, don't.
And because of that, we're really careful about how we ask for altars to front. Like, we try our best to be like, if you cannot get them out, please absolutely do not force yourself. But this person wants to hang out with this person, and if that's okay, you know, we'd like to hang out. We never say, oh, well, you know, can this altar front? Like,
yeah,
don't do that. That's not okay. That's not okay.
Yeah, and most of the time we're just like, yeah, if so and so is around, or if they want to be out, I think so and so, like one of their friends or significant others, is around within the next couple days or whatever, whenever's good. And like, we try not to ask you guys for too much help because of what she did too, because we don't want to be like over reliant. But in that,
as long as you don't think one of our altars is your mom or dad, we're good.
Oh god, no. We've got altars internally for that. We have like Faceless Mother, Mother Wolf, Fenrir. A lot of animals. Ballista. Yeah, our parental figures aren't really human. Oh, that's whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to begin with.
Kinder is I'm also fucking scarred by the entire thing. But Kinder was attached to one of her favorite altars and then got screamed at the end there for smoking inside the RV when we were smoking on the step like we had always done since we had gotten the RV. We would.
Yeah, it was banter.
Yeah. Oh no.
Wait, no, it was Kinder and banter? They both got it?
I think so, yeah. I think they had both gotten yelled at for that same thing. But
the RV smelled like butt anyway. Like
yeah,
there's a little
no,
bit of
it
smoke.
was
Like
yeah.
at that point in our life, we always smelled like smoke, but we quit cigarettes again.
Yes, we haven't had a cigarette in 3 weeks. We vape, but we're cutting down on that too, honestly.
Yeah, lowering that nicotine percentage and yeah, quitting that.
But yeah, so I'm scarred, Kinder's scarred, Banter just hates them. He became like this big protector thing, which the story about him and Sujin is amazing.
Oh man, this is when we were still like sophomore year, when we were still getting to know each other, when Stacy was really trying to push relationships between our system and hers.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a bunch of relationships between your two systems, and there was starting to be a few more between our two systems than hers and us.
So she started getting jealous.
Started getting a little jelly. And Sujin is like, I don't know, he was pretty awesome. He's a cool guy. He's come a long way. Like,
he used to really not know English very well, and like we knew him back then, and it was cool. But I don't know if you want to tell this one or if you want us to tell this one. Or...
I'll tell part of it.
Okay.
So like, you know, Sujin was going through this kind of phase of figuring out where he was in the inner world and where the hierarchy and the power should actually be, who should actually be in charge of the East. At the time, it was Farkas, and he was really depressed for some reason. He was depressed about the ex that dumped us because he really liked that guy. It was like him versus Devin in that relationship. It was really funny. But yeah, whatever. He was really upset about that and being all depressed. So Sujin was all like, I think I'm going to overthrow the East and be the leader of this now, because he was already like, you know, second in charge anyway. And the way those cities work, it's just like, you know, a bunch of those NPC holograms and like a handful of altars mixed in. And that's just kind of how it be. There isn't really a lot of governing that goes into it. You just kind of sit and like tell people to stop fighting if there's fights. And yeah, he needed kind of a confidence boost to be able to like go up against Farkas, because he was in a poly relationship with Farkas and his now ex-husband. Another poly relationship that failed. We couldn't even make a poly relationship in our own head work. So we should have taken that as a sign that we're monogamous. We can't make it work between 3 separate bodies. We will get jealous and territorial. Like, we're just that kind of person. And like, you guys are the same way towards us, so yeah. It's okay. It's mutual. And yeah, she had this one newish altar that popped up very closely before that happened. Her name was like
Chance.
Clover? There's Chance and Clover.
I thought it was Chance who was the one that was all over you, and Clover was kind of just like eye candy to somebody. I don't remember though.
I think Clover was the one that like immediately changed her appearance to something that she saw directly off Google Images. And then Clover was the one that we drew. Yeah. Yeah, she was the one that was head over heels for Sushin, and he was not about it. He's gay. And that wasn't gonna work. He's gay.
But also, she was trying to impress him by like in their inner world, going into the city and trying to take it over and fighting crime and doing this and that and like
trying to copy him, basically.
Yeah. And then Banter over here, because Banter saw the train wreck that was happening there, and Banter was like, Sujin's too good of a person to get caught up in that and to be forced into that bullshit. And so Banter was like, well, you know, I'm, you know, kind of an underdog, and I don't know exactly where you stand, but I think we should talk a little bit more. And so instead of doing what Clover did and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be on top of the world, I'm gonna do this and this, Banter was like, I'm gonna train and try to become more self-confident. And Sujin was like, that's a great idea, you know, like encouraging Banter. And then Banter encouraged Sujin, and it was kind of going back and forth, and it was good. And so eventually Banter, got his confidence, and I don't remember, it was Sujin who gave Banter a rock or Banter who gave Sujin a rock.
Sujin picked that. I think that was the first rock.
Yeah, I
That
think
was
so.
the first rock. Oh my god. I'll just briefly tell the rock story.
Go ahead.
So the rocks it's a thing in our system, like an inner world cultural thing, where it's mostly done in the West. If you want to be with someone, you go and find like a crystal or a rock of some sort, usually about the size of a football, and then you like drop it at their feet. And if they accept the rock, then you're dating. But if they don't, then you're not dating. So Sujin went out to a local rock shop and found like a fist-sized agate and like gave it to him, like presented it, and then Banter accepted the rock, and it was really cute. And yeah, they were together, and Clover was just livid.
Oh man, Clover was so mad at Banter.
We wanted to hide that for a second, but then we were just like, we probably shouldn't. We were just like, what's the point in hiding things? Because we're in a relationship. We just shouldn't try to hide things, you know?
Oh man, that was great though, because it just kind of like threw it back in her face and was kind of just like affirming to us that maybe this relationship was more healthy than the one we were in previously,
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just
So
looking at a comparison. Oh my god.
we
Wow.
have open communication.
Yeah, like we will, freeze up on things for extended periods of time sometimes, but eventually we'll discuss them. Like we don't try to hide things, we just try to give ourselves a little space to put our thoughts together and then address it.
Yeah, no, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, they were having guests and we sat down here and talked until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
We talked our problems through, and I don't think our tones exceeded an inside voice level.
No, never. We were very, very like, we wanted to help, and they were accepting and appreciative and gave us some feedback, and it was good.
We wanted feedback because we wanted to know what we were doing, because we've been too dissociated to really tell what's going on. But we talked through it, and we're figuring stuff out together, like Stacy was not doing.
Okay, so we get to the finale. So we decided that we no longer wanted to live with Stacy. We were smoking so much. It was awful.
Bad.
Yeah, no, it was awful. So we decided, hey, you have an open room in your college dorm room.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would be great if we lived together. Would you guys be open to that? Because this honestly isn't working for us.
Yeah, and our roommate, who was that girl we had the crush on, she moved out because I think we were too mentally ill for her to like wrap her head around, and we kind of freaked her out a little bit, but that's okay because we got to live with them until the college was like, is that a non-student living there? And we were like, oh crap. And so then you had to find a couple of rooms for rent, and then that's how it went for a while till we got the Gresham apartment, and then here we are in house. But yeah, the RV at the end there.
Oh man, so we moved in with them. We had our dog with us in the apartment, but our dog chased cats, so we had to keep them. We felt really bad because Thick Boy had to be locked up, and our dog, would get excited, and we have to try to be quiet, and we were just like stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
So probably about 2 weeks into living together, we're like, you know what? We're gonna call Stacy or message her and be like, hey, can you take Adani? Because that was our dog's name, Adani. And we felt like, if anything, we didn't want the dog to go back to the shelter, because if it was, a shelter that was a high kill shelter or anything like that, she would have been put down. She was aggressive towards animals, and she didn't really enjoy children. And so we had to be really careful. And so Stacy was like, yeah, I'll take her. I don't want her to go back into a shelter either. We thought it was the best choice. About a month later, we had told her that the only communication we want the absolute only communication is updates on Adani. So about a month later, she blocked us. She blocked us on all social media. She blocked us on everything. And we found out through a rebound of hers that she had given our dog away. We didn't know who. We still don't know who. We don't know where the dog is. We have absolutely no clue what happened to her. We thought it was going to be the best thing. And it just turned out that the hardest thing we ever had to do, giving our dog that was supposed to be our emotional support animal to our mutually abusive ex. And we thought that was going to be the best thing because our dog knew our ex and was very excited to see her when we dropped her off, and it just seemed like the best thing. And we still don't know where our dog is.
She didn't put in the effort for like an amount of time. She just gave her up.
Yeah.
That was after the RV too. After she took the RV,
she stole the RV.
Yeah.
We had a bill of sale written out because we were trying to sell the RV.
We were gonna donate it to something because some sales fell through because the thing was such a piece of crud. It didn't run well, and we're like, okay, so this one charity who like I think donates RVs or like turns them into something would take it. We were like, yeah, okay, let's do that. And we went back to where the RV was, and it was gone.
Yeah, so we had the bill of sales. We had locked the RV up and put the bill of sales inside because we were like, whatever. And we had the title, but the bills of sale were enough, and she had taken the RV, and the old property owner asked for the title. And yeah, it was just like she drove away with $1,200. She did not pay anyone back. She ruined our life for a long time, and we're still really mad about that.
Like when society dissolves, she better hope we don't cross paths again.
Yeah, no, I could probably break her nose at this point. I mean, that's probably the least that I would do, but that's the most I can say.
The most you can say on YouTube. I would be not happy to see her.
Yeah. Man. She put us through the ringer. So
yeah, and it's like I don't even want money back from you guys from that. We want money back from her. Like we were like, we don't even hold you responsible because you gave like proportionately an adequate amount to what you were earning because you weren't working at the time.
Yeah,
like we
saved money and we had given what we could to the RV.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, but yeah. So honestly, the one part that hurt our entire system was the fact that she took our dog. We in good faith thought, okay, well, we just want updates. Somebody in the comments here on the side was like, but wasn't she scared of the dog, or wasn't the dog scared of her? That was only during those outbursts. It was like 3 times during a relationship, which is 2 years, that the dog cowered and hid. But we, she was living with one person, I think, like a friend or something.
It was 2 people.
Yeah, no, it was one person, and she had like neighbors
and
stuff to come get the dog. But we were like, if anything happens, there's somebody else there that would be able to keep an eye on the dog and everything. I hope she sees this. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I hope she sees this.
I'll drop her system name. I was about to do it because we make a joke about it constantly. Constantly.
No, I really hope she sees this because I want her to know how much she has affected us, and I want her to know that if we ever see her again, she's going to get a punch in the face.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she set up this channel and like now she's off of it.
Yeah.
So she can just
everyone's like, drop the name.
Yeah, okay, so at first she was known as the Diversity Gang, and it was like, you know, pretty cool, I guess. We thought it was a neatish system name, but she changed it then to the Prelude system, and we always joked around, we're like, ha, yeah, Prelude to Destruction. And that's what we like. I still hear that being shouted across the headspace sometimes if we're like really angry and thinking about it. We just hear Prelude to Destruction. We're just like, ah, that's funny. People love it. Yes. Yeah, they know what's good. Yeah. Yeah. That there's another person who's seen what's going on here. Yeah. People in the comment section affected by this individual. Yeah, we were not the only person that she messed with. Like, she dabbled in a lot of the d.i.d community and really shook up some systems. And,
there was a lot of systems that were just fucked up by her, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're not gonna put it lightly. Like, you guys wanted story time, we're giving you story time. Like, we're giving you the strong beats, and oh man.
We weren't the first she messed up, and we are not the last. She's been with this one chick for about a couple years. We've been stalking the crap out of her on Facebook. You know that. We have multiple Facebook accounts. We're a system. You can't block everyone.
I'm sorry, CAO system. I'm sorry.
We love you. Sending all our love. Yeah. Yeah, I remember we were talking about that at one point. Yeah, we were messaging them. We're friends.
Yeah. I'm surprised there hasn't been super chats, honestly. Like, not that we want super chats. I was just like, I'm surprised that people don't want to be like screaming in the comments and have us like see the pop-up. Like, I've just been a little surprised at that, but like just
these views are reward enough, man.
Yeah, we had 222 people watching, and honestly, like
that is
the most we have had on a live stream. Thank you.
This is the most reward. Like honestly, the more people that see this, that's what matters. Yeah, don't stand for people who do STACEY things to you in relationships. Don't let that stand.
Not at all.
Like throw the verbal smack down and get the heck out of there when you can.
The takeaway here, honestly, and I feel like this will be a video that people can watch even after it's uploaded, even though it's a live stream, just because it's more story time than us reading comments, you know? The takeaway from this is toxic systems are toxic. Like, toxic systems exist.
Systems can be toxic just as the way singlets can be toxic. There's like you, oh god.
She had affected another person who was a singlet who was forced into saying she was a system. Like, I mean, she could have fought it on it. Like, she could have, but Al, like, that you know, that's
the only way she would have received emotional support from STACEY at all, was if she like pretended to have alters who needed emotional support. Like, Al herself wasn't getting like attention. STACEY was being the one who was all like
talking to us.
Yeah, talking to us and reaching off her.
We did not realize that we were the reason that they were breaking up, you know? We thought that Al was the one being abusive, when in reality we should have listened to Al. We should have had you know, we should have been more receptive to the fact that Al was like, no, you know, what Al was saying and what STACEY was saying, and but past is in the past, you know, and we blame her, not us. We just feel like it could have been avoided, but then we wouldn't have met these great people. Honestly, couldn't be happier. We're getting married. This is the one thing we have to be grateful for, STACEY. Like, thank you for bringing us together.
That's the only good thing you've done, STACEY.
Like, you have made it. So we are getting married. We're buying a house. We had an apartment together for a while. And we're currently living together, even though we're not dads. Like, fuck you, STACEY. Fuck you.
Mood.
Oh man. But yeah, so I guess
I think, wow, God, that was just a lot of events. Is there anything else that we're missing?
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. So I guess the end of this, I before we take any questions, we'll probably take like 10, 15 minutes of questions, whatever. I just want to let you know that we have the Legally a Goblin merch in our Teespring. A lot of you were asking for that, and it is in our Teespring. I swear.
Just gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Go for it. We have More Than Just a Fire merch also in Teespring, which some of you saw in our community tab. On our Etsy shop, we have you guys asked for our art and coloring pages, so we made PDF coloring pages for you. The PDF coloring pages are $2 to $5, so if you guys want to support us in that way, you can get our art that way and print it out and color it in. But yeah, so I guess we'll start to take questions about STACEY once they get back. But holy cow. Can we link everything? If you look at any of our videos in Power Week, we actually have a playlist, Power Week 2020. If you look at any of them, our Etsy and everything should be there. If you go into our channel, our main page for our channel, scroll over to our shop, you can click on Teespring and visit our shop that way. I'm not sure how it's working down here. I don't know if our Teespring has popped up yet. Hopefully. But we have a bunch of that merch. Etsy is also linked in previous videos as well. We're gonna be answering questions. I'm just plugging some stuff because you guys have asked for it. I'm just filling time because I have to use the restroom too. So,
okay.
They're asking to have links to Etsy and Teespring and things like that. I don't know if you can just plug that in the comments real quick.
I think so.
Thanks. I'm gonna grab my energy drink too.
Do it. Alright, so Etsy. Usually I just go all the way down to like Safari. Look up Etsy.com. Then if you look us up, we are Aetherian Crafts. One word. Capital A, capital C. And we got a bunch of art and stuff. Oh wait, you can't see the thing. I'll just send the link now. Oh, come on. Go to shop. I think? Yeah. Alright. Copy. This one is the Etsy link. Oh, do any of you use they, them? And then based on who is fronting, he, she, or they? Yeah, usually we have kind of like a default like plural they, them that the both of us use to refer to like each other or ourselves. But then we do have alters who are non-binary as well. And yeah, there was that one question that oh good lord, someone says, does Kiwi Farms know about STACEY? Oh my goodness. There are very few people I would wish that on, but ... LMAO. Wow. I don't think they do. I don't know. She kind of vanished out of the d.i.d community after all this because, you know, she realized that what she was doing was really messed up and that there were a lot of people who started speaking out about like how she had affected them. And she kind of just like put her head down and stopped being the admin of a lot of groups. Like she was the admin of groups and like prided herself on that. Herself, yeah, that was well conjugated. Yeah, she was a system too. Like if that if that wasn't clear, she was also a d.i.d system, but like yeah, I don't know if she was diagnosed. I think she was. Can't remember, but she was not really receiving treatment for it and wasn't really seeking therapy, which is whack. I lost my train of thought. Oh, jeez. Just scroll back up. Oh. Let's see. Let me see what that question was. I will see. Yeah, they love that owl.
Huh?
Oh, the other person who knew Stacy said that they loved Al too. Don't be a Stacy. There's also a question from them. Does Stacy know about her fame? I hope not. Do you remember the question? Let's see. If it's a shout out you're asking for, then absolutely. And we can do that on a properly filmed video so it gets the proper view. But, oh, there it is. Aha. Oh, yeah. You want everyone should know. Gave your dog away. Yeah. Not the other one. I hope Stacy finds this. Okay, well, if you guys remember the question, like if you could like copy paste that or paraphrase, like yeah, we can totally answer questions now. Yeah, I just am struggling with the glasses prescription because it's not right for us anymore. Yeah. Yeah, they them pronouns. It's difficult for some people to respect because they like do get mixed up between like the plural and singular theys, but for us it is like plural theys, so it works. Oh, they asked if acrylic still hated them. No. The CIO system.
Oh
No.
I don't hate anyone. We don't really hate anyone that we came in contact with when with them. Like they turned us into a toxic person. Like I'm not kidding. The person you see on videos now, like the one yesterday and in previous videos where we're like trying to be nice and genuine and helpful, like our why you don't want d.i.d video, those types of things, like that's the person we are. They turned us into a very toxic person that turned us against a lot of people who were there for us, who were just there to help us, like our family. During a Christmas dinner, she had us sit in a secluded room with nobody else. Like, if we had made you feel like we didn't like you, anybody that is watching, we are sorry, and that is definitely not who we are now and not what we stand for.
Yeah, if you guys knew us back then, we're sorry. We're sorry. We were a misdirected, emotionally agonized being, and we lashed out improperly at people, and we apologize.
Very much so. Like, that's not who we want to be. Yeah. And that's not who we are, so.
Yeah, no.
How you apologize correctly and take credit, or you take responsibility for things.
Yeah.
Are you feeling it now? I hope people know who I'm referencing. The system we got blocked by on one of the bigger systems on Instagram. Oh man, we called them out for an apology and they blocked us.
It's like, don't delete your apologies. If you're
don't delete your apologies and mean them. Don't just continue doing the exact same thing. I'm sorry, this is turning into a rant.
And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to speak, but I do, but I don't. It's just like, all these micro perfections that people are craving these days. And someone who claims to hold themselves to such standards, yet was not, and was repeatedly just contradicting themselves, and it was a little whack.
They're telling me to speak. They're here to listen. You want me to talk about that real quick? Because I can.
Oh boy, yeah, that's more beef between you guys. Like, we were just kind of watching this happen. We were just kind of annoyed. We were just like, you know what? I don't like who's like in charge of the d.i.d. community, so I'm just not gonna stop this.
It was me. It was me that went on this rant. I'm not gonna name drop them because I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I should or not. They are one of the biggest people in the community on Instagram right now, and I'm just like,
you know, the ones who are based off of Instagram now.
Anyway, so they have slipped up and said something on Instagram that was very damaging. And a lot of people were upset by this. Me, name drop people. People want to name drop, but people love them. I don't want to upset people.
Another day.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if I get enough people asking for it. Let me tell my story first, and then you can decide whether or not you want to name drop. So this was with the whole drama and tea and everything that had been going on for months and months and months. And then they had said something.
Low battery, I'm just gonna fix this.
Oh, yeah. That had pertained to the community. And so we were just like, you don't say that to a traumatized community. Like, a lot of people were upset over this. You don't say that type of thing to a traumatized community.
And then, like, kind of blame it on the community for getting upset.
Yeah, no, they really did. They blamed it on the community for being upset over what they had said to a traumatized community. And so we called them out on our story. We called them and the other system out that made a satirical video that didn't properly warn that it was satirical.
Yeah, it was like acid poured on fresh wounds, man. Like, my ulcers were in pain that day.
And I'm sure plenty of people know who I'm talking about. But yeah, so I had called them out and they're like, I did apologize. What are you talking about? And I was like, I don't see it. It is not a public apology if I can't see it and you deleted it 5 minutes later. And so I had said something along the lines of, a true apology is made public if you are a public figure.
Imaginary buttons, ding, ding, ding. You got it.
But it is made, if you're a public figure, it is made publicly. It is made so everyone can see it, and it is not deleted. And you don't say, I'm sorry, but. You say, I'm sorry for my actions.
And.
Yeah.
And what can I do to improve what happened, or like prevent a thing like that from happening again?
Oh, you moved the thing and it stopped charging.
Oh.
I don't know. I think it's the cord up there.
Wiggle the cord a little.
I don't know. Just tap on the screen real quick. Swipe down on the top of the screen. Oh, that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's charging. Okay.
Yay. Okay. Cool.
Okay. And so it's the entropy system. You guys are asking if it's dissociated, and it's not. It's the entropy system and fragmented psyche. Like, those are the two systems I'm talking about, because it's okay.
We were part of this.
We called them out publicly. We did. And the entropy system blocked us because we told them a proper apology should definitely be something that was public and made known to everyone and shouldn't be taken down. And you shouldn't repeat the behavior because they have a history of just completely repeating that behavior. No, so they had told the community that they weren't traumatized enough to know what was going on. And that they were trying to support fragmented psyche in saying that they were correct in what they did with their video. And
that was perfect timing for this type of video. Like, there's nothing wrong with right now when everyone's literally getting new alters and having panic attacks on Instagram.
Yeah, and so they had said that, and we were upset because the community was just up in arms about the video that PS put out.
I'm gonna show you the meme that I made about it. I'm gonna show you this meme because it's exactly how we felt. And we didn't say crap, really, even though this is how we felt. Continue on, it'll take me a sec to find it, it's up there.
Yeah, I just, like, we're at the end of this video, and I'm just rambling because I felt like if you're going to apologize...
Oh wait, let me fix that brightness level. Let's see, up or down? Up.
Down.
Down. At. Us, the T video, fragmented psyche. And that's still our lock screen. It just says video, and we're just like, why did you do that? We were watching that video like, are you going to give us some closure, or is this just a spitting in our face? Like, we were livid, but we didn't say anything. We just kind of posted like, dude, you should make this a little more clearly. That. Someone gave us $5. Thank you.
And yeah. Honestly, the only reason why I'm talking about it is because I feel like the community should know who they're supporting. That's it. I'm not trying to spit on their name. I'm not trying to say this person did this and this. I'm not trying to start drama. I'm trying to
not hide truths.
Yeah, like I want our community to know who they're supporting. They're big names, and they have done this before. Like this was not the first time that Entropy had, done something like this and tried to excuse it. I feel like I don't want our community to have to feel like they have to put up with that type of behavior.
Yeah, someone who's like putting themselves on eggshells and constantly stumbling over themselves and saying the wrong things and giving the wrong information and the wrong terminology and not learning like how to apologize from mistakes and just keeping on repeating the same cycles and toxicity.
And when the community feels like a video is not appropriate, and the majority, probably about 80% of the community says, that's an inappropriate video, you should not have posted that at that time, and if you did, you should have made it more clear that it is satirical.
It's not the community's fault.
It's not the community's fault. It's 80% of the community that felt dramatically traumatized and didn't like the video.
Insulted, stressed out, like a video like that was presented as like a tell-all, like we're gonna be like basically doxing people. That's what we were expecting, not just like dropping cups all the time and spilling every liquid in the household. I was just like, I didn't make it. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. No. You weren't one of the likes on the video.
But yeah, so that's the reason why we're trying to talk about it, at the end here, is to know who is, toxic in our community. They have entropy system, not just fragmented psyche, but entropy system was defending Fragmented Psyche for the video, and Fragmented Psyche actually apologized. So honestly,
they're cool.
Like they're chill.
They're cool in our book. Like they actually did put a comedy in the thumbnail, and the title when it was requested, they listened and improved and kept it up.
Yeah, but Entropy System basically told the community that, you know, Entropy System had gone through more trauma, therefore they felt like, you know, it wasn't appropriate that the entire community that had gone through everything, all the drama and whatever, you know, watched their favorite people fall, you know, it like they have a right to say what is and is not traumatic to them. Like,
yeah, they don't have the right. You may be like a big voice, but you don't have the right to speak over other people's trauma. You don't know what they went through. We don't know what they went through.
Yeah, there were people that got new alters when Dissociated went offline.
Yeah.
There, you know, like, I don't care where you stand, who you support, and
voice crack mood.
I don't care where you stand, who you support, or who you supported. Like, that was a traumatizing time for the community.
Everything has changed after that.
Yeah, everything has changed. The community has fallen apart. Everyone's facing each other. Everyone's talking bad about each other. And the only reason why I'm talking quote unquote bad is because I feel like Entropy is a toxic presence in our community. Like that, like I don't want more toxic in our community.
It's weird looking back at the ones that you once idolized and like kind of analyzing. Yeah, like, you know, you don't see some sketchy things at first, like the whole like Dissociated and Team Pinata thing. Like, wow.
Oh, yeah. You know, I
don't know how to feel
about that. No, but I just feel like Entropy has again and again and again apologized with the I'm sorry, but you know, I feel like I'm more whatever, and I'm, you know, don't put me on a pedestal when they have put themselves on a pedestal.
Yeah, they gained 50,000 subscribers, and then we're just like, oh, we're not part of this community. Like, don't make us to be pillars of this community. Like, you're the ones who subscribed to us. Like, we didn't ask to be a leader in the community, but obviously we're a pillar of the community for years.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So okay. My point of view on this is if you make a channel and you gain subscribers and you feel like I don't really want to be this big part of the community, you know, I feel like I shouldn't be influencing people as much as I am. Stop making videos on that platform and maybe find something else or tone it down, or, you know, like,
or make another account to make your social movement on. That's not the d.i.d one. That's not the one full of trauma survivors. You can make multiple Instagram accounts.
Because if, say, Markiplier told everyone that they were dumb and things like that, like, he's a pillar of the gaming community, you know, everyone knows him, and he would be held responsible for a lot of things if he said something like the Entropy System did, because he has built the name for himself. You have to take responsibility for yourself when you build a name for yourself.
Yeah, hence like our change in tone. Like, we know what's up. Like, we saw that like being fake was doing no good, so we're just like, whatever. We'll just be freaking real with y'all. Voice crack in front of the camera and be all shiny and crap and just whatever.
So
that's life.
Yeah. So when you build a name for yourself, you have to take responsibility for what you say. Like, we can't just say something like that and just expect nobody to get upset.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. So whether or not they decided to be a pillar of the community, they are a pillar of the community.
Role models for thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands of people look up to them and relied on them as a source of information, support, and reassurance.
And no matter what, when you get that big, people are going to put you on a pedestal and idolize you. That is just how it works when you get popular.
That's the internet.
That's celebrities, for crying out loud. I mean, you look at a celebrity, you follow their routines, you follow what they do, you idolize them, and I think it's kind of gross, but like, we can't help that. That's just the society we live in.
Mm-hmm.
It's the society we live in.
Society, the culture.
And you cannot help that. So you have to understand, when you build a platform for yourself and you have a voice, and many people are having their eyes on you, you can't just say, well, I'm more traumatized than you. That I'm sorry, but what?
Like, if that was a valid argument, like, we'd be shouting that. Like,
Yeah.
that's not valid.
That's not that's not valid. That's not okay to say. That is what they said in their live video. I think it was a live video anyway. And they deleted it almost immediately afterwards. But like 2,000 people saw it before that happened.
Mm-hmm. I think we saw it.
We saw it. We were at work when we saw it, and we were pissed. But no, when you have a community and you have grown, even to 20,000 subscribers like what we have, you have to take responsibility for your actions. Even when we were at, I don't know, 200 subscribers, we wouldn't have said anything like that. Like, are you kidding me? We were careful what we said even back then. Like, we understood that this was a traumatized community.
You gotta be careful about that, and you can't just spew words.
You can't just say whatever you want to. You have to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, like our speech may seem really just like out there and random and like we're just spilling our guts, but we're not.
No,
we are watching our words like hawks, bruh.
we have thought long and hard before we say something, because we don't want to like make things worse for the community. Like, I know that talking about trauma and everything like that is hard, and people, feel like we're talking about more drama than anything, but we're not. This was our life. This is how it affected us, and I don't think somebody like that should be idolized by the community. I just don't.
It's a bit outdated, and I think it's time for a change. And I feel as though the way that the internet is moving, as in finding more smaller channels to support, is really good.
So if you have followed us through Power Week, throughout all of our videos, we have dropped systems that make videos on YouTube, whether they be gaming videos, art videos, educational, whatever. They're down in the description. So if you guys want to go back and check out some channels that are smaller and support other people who are not big and honestly toxic, check out our descriptions, because we will put smaller systems in our, or smaller, people who make videos in our descriptions, so they can grow. We want to use our platform to promote other systems that not just educate. Like, some of them don't even educate. They're just a system and they do art.
Or they're video game.
They're just a system in the game. They're just a system and they talk about everyday life. Like, we want other channels to grow too. So
more visibility, more variety, instead of just like the educational counselor type sort of videos that are like really heavily researched and supposedly factual. Those are hard to do. These videos are so hard to make.
But yeah, so if you go back throughout our Power Week, we have a list of all the videos. We put it in a playlist, Power Week 2020. We have smaller systems listed in the descriptions of our videos, because why not?
Yeah, and there's also our community tab. We have a post there where there's a bunch of people who commented their channel links. Like, go check out the community tab, and if you scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to see that. I think there are some people commenting that they're system channels. Like, follow them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to support someone, is like following and like liking and subscribing. Like, honestly, that is a big help to the channel. And like, don't even worry if you're broke. Like and subscribe, and that's you're good. You're golden.
Exactly.
Like that's super helpful, honestly. YouTube algorithm, and like we like seeing comments because it's nice.
The more you comment, the more you like the videos or even dislike the videos, the more they get seen. Also, a big thank you to everyone who has called us fake in the last week because honestly, you promoted our videos.
Thanks for the views.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for promoting our videos and upping our views and making it. we love our haters. Fake. We love our haters.
People are calling us fake. I just want to laugh at them.
Like,
you think I could make this crap up? Dudes! Oh my god.
Love to the haters. Who called you fake and confused? That's stupid.
Oh, just a bunch of rando
trolls. A lot of people. Like, we delete the comments usually. We do delete a lot of those comments because we don't want other people to see them and feel like they're invalid or whatever.
Their system too.
But yeah. So love to the haters because honestly, you help our channel more than you hurt it. You don't hurt our feelings. Sometimes we get fighty in the comments. Like, we're not gonna stand there and be like, okay, delete every time. You know, sometimes we get in fights in the comments because we're just like, we're not gonna stand for that.
Like, straight up, someone just commented fake, and I was just like, no, you are. And then he just like commented, he was like, oh, you're faking. I watched 1.5 years back in your videos, and you're inconsistent. And I was like,
wow.
That's a lot of dedication, dude. I hope you get the help that you need too. And then he like commented and then deleted it. And then we were just like, that's what I thought. And then he commented on another video, fake. And I was like, I think I just made another meme at him. It was funny. We've just been joking at the haters at this point because it's like, you guys are just like obviously trying to start something, and we are just really not fake.
Yeah, and
doctors will tell you the heck out of that. We'll get it written on bazillions of papers, and we'll take your polygraph tests. We want to take a polygraph test. That's one of our life goals, actually. So, like, if people are doubting us, like, we will hold up our end.
Yeah, on our relationship video, somebody said we're fucking crazy. Like, these people are fucking crazy, and we were just kind of like, okay, we're just gonna leave that for our subscribers to get to, because honestly, like,
it's like, you don't say.
Really? Oh man. But yeah, that was on our relationship video on the announcing we're getting married. If in case you guys feel like disliking his comment.
Oh, that was on the dating with
d.i.d.
190 altars. Oh yeah. God, back in those days. Wow.
But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so
that's what all RT, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Takeaway, systems can be toxic. Including bigger systems that are pillars of the community, and they love the haters.
Love the haters. You can grow from being toxic. You can change your behavior. You're not doomed to be a bad person forever. Like, there is redemption. Like, it's okay if you've done bad things in the past. Like, you can apologize, and it can be okay. Like, it's all right to make mistakes. We all make really bad mistakes. I mean, FFS, I dropped $1,200 on an RV that was stolen from me. We all make mistakes. Like, for real. People change.
Mm-hmm.
For better or for worse sometimes, and nothing is permanent.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to all those that were affected by STACEY.
Yeah, by STACEY, by any of the negativity around all this stuff.
By the community, because there was at least 4 main people in the community that have made it worse.
Just
So
decimated their own whatever they've got going on.
yeah. So we're really sorry to anybody who has been traumatized by what has happened in the community. STACEY was in the community for a while, so that would also be traumatized by the community.
That fits under the umbrella there.
Yeah. So we're sorry to everyone, and we just hope that you guys learn from our story that you can escape toxic relationships. You can find a good relationship. Like, there are people out there who will love you for you, and that will help you grow as a person and open communication and all of that. Like,
you can heal from being toxic. You can become non-toxic again.
You can start out as non-toxic, have a person make you be toxic, and then get out of that mindset and become healthy again. Like, there are things that you can do. Hashtag prelude to destruction.
I'm so glad it stuck.
Okay, so does anybody? STACEY is still in the community. We see her posting in a few groups. I am sorry. Bark at STACEY if you see her.
Yes.
If you see her, ask where our dog is. Don't scrutinize her or anything, but ask where our dog is.
Where is Adani? What did you do with Adani?
Because we don't know if she got put in a shelter. We don't know if she got hit by a car. We don't know if she got put down. Like, all those things have run through our mind. Where is Adani?
Hashtag where is Adani?
That's all we want to know. That's all we want to know. We don't want hate to go towards her or anything.
Don't worry, she's gonna get what she deserves. It's the apocalypse.
It's not Donnie, it's Adani.
I'll write it in the comments because it's spelled really interesting.
Adanna.
Or N-N-I.
Or N-N-I. I don't know. She's boxer pit mix, I want to say. Or American Bulldog pit boxer. She definitely has boxer in her. She's brindle.
Yeah, like a boxer.
We have asked around the Oregon community because the last we knew she was in Clackamas County. That was
a few years ago.
Yeah, that was after we broke up, and so we don't know what happened to her. Do we have a pic of it on me? I don't know if you guys do. I think on Messenger you might.
I've got some pictures on my old Instagram.
Oh, good.
Excuse me. I don't know if I archived them or not.
But yeah, so you guys can ask us questions, and we don't want harm to come to STACEY, but we also want to know where our dog is, and we don't want other people to be hurt by her. Hashtag where is it, Ani?
She was such a good girl.
She was adorable. She was my child.
Yeah.
Just so people know, I don't want Adani back. We have too many cats, and Adani was aggressive towards cats. We're going to have six. We're going to have 6 cats in one house. We cannot have an aggressive dog that is aggressive towards cats. I just want to know that she's okay. I want updates. I want to know that she's okay, that she hasn't been put down or anything like that. But yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to find that out.
Anyway.
I wonder if people are gonna like... Yeah, I want to know what groups she's in.
I don't want to know anything about her. I strictly want to know where Adani is, and that's it. Names of all our cats. Okay. Oh. We have Mage, we have Willow, Thick Boy.
Whose name is actually Nopka.
And then we're going to have their two childhood cats, Lith and Shizzle, and our newest cat, who you will meet once we move into our house. His name is Drago, and that is all we're going to say about him. It's going to be a surprise. Everyone who has been asking, Thick Boy is fine. He's fine. He is with his new brother Drago. He's just been getting used to him. We wanted to make sure that everything was going to be okay and that they were going to get along and everything. Willow and Maze are at my dad's garage, which is over there. We don't have servers out there, otherwise we'd go show you them.
Yeah, whenever we go and film out there, it's like we have no internet.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd probably post hella Instagram pictures of them.
But yeah, so do you guys have any questions before we sign off?
Final questions. This ended up being, not that much longer than we intended. Nice.
When are you guys moving into the new house? Our closing date is November 4th. It was October 31st, but
it got pushed back because the roof needs to be fixed. So we have to get a guy to go look at that, and then we're going to get the roof replaced probably in the summer. It'll be good. It'll be worth it. We'll get in there in November at least.
When are we moving it? We just said when we're moving into the new house. Has Hollow added anything to his shelf lately? We're at my father's, so we don't have a shelf for Hollow currently.
Yeah, the dresser was put in the dumpster ring, and then we saw it destroyed, and we then lost multiple points in our faith for humanity that day, and I think that's when we started getting really aggressive when we were moving. But yeah, he is actually going to get a corner of one of those closets, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a blue corner, and that's all I'm going to say. It's going to be the coolest thing. We've got ideas already.
I don't think I'm gonna ask or answer any super educational questions because this was just kind of a heavy live stream. So do we have a wedding date? Yeah, we're getting married on our 5-year anniversary next year, October 5th.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get a house tour? Yes.
It's gonna be awesome.
You get to meet all 6 of the cats. Have you read Love Me Whole? No, I don't think so.
No, not yet. I'm trying to find the comments. Where did they go?
Can I get a hello, please? Hello. I can't read your system name because I'm blind. Not really. It's fine.
Blurry.
It's not good, but hello.
Hello. I saw that you had a goldish colored icon. It's so blurry. I miss our functional glasses.
Any favorite books? Honestly, The House of Night and Vampire Academy. They're still our favorite books to this day. How's our day going? Well, we got up and now we're here.
Pretty much.
Why is the sky blue? Because the water molecules in the air and it filters out every other color but blue. Scientific fact there. STACEY thought that was a lie and that it actually reflected the water, but no, it's not. We had to Google that and prove her wrong, and she thought that we were patronizing her, I guess. Are we gonna get any wedding planning content? I don't know. Maybe. How's work going? I quit. We quit our job. We're doing YouTube kind of full-time now. We're not exactly making enough as a full-time job, but we're basically doing YouTube full-time right now until we get down there. We don't have very many bills to pay, and I just feel like it's better for our mental health. We had a whole thing with our job, and it was just BS. But we feel a lot better. Is there a wedding theme? I think blue and purple, because that's our favorite colors. Neither of us finished college officially, but we majored in equine management, and we have like a semester left. And you guys majored in art, didn't you?
Yeah, art and psychology. How many altars are in?
115 for us, I think. And too many to count for them.
We have the numbers at roughly 210. But that's not how many there are. There's a lot more than that, and I can say that for a certainty. It's all like, you know, they're kind of planned to come out gradually as our life progresses. So it's like a lifetime worth of altars rather than just a bunch at once.
Is Christmas stressful with gift giving? No, usually I think our main fronters at the time give gifts to each other, or we focus on littles.
I don't think we have a plan for who's going to walk down the aisle.
Not really. At this point, it's just kind of like throw up in the air, and we haven't even really gotten anything for our wedding. Our new stepmom, Donna, who is, by the way, a fantastic person. We love her, and we have a new brother named Jacob. He is 7 years old.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy to have
chill.
a brother that is younger than us. We're no longer the baby of the family. But she is giving us a lot of stuff from my father's wedding, because they got married a month ago or so. There's a lot of stuff down here actually from their wedding. But she's gonna help us out a bit. Yeah. What is the next video about? I don't know yet. We haven't planned that. Probably how to complement systems without being gross. That's probably the video we're going to make next, because it has been kind of disgusting, some of the comments we've gotten lately.
Would the wedding be inside or outside? I don't know, probably outside.
It kind of depends. It's in October, and we're gonna be like in Northern California-ish.
Oh yeah, Neverland Dream. We see you. We got you. Thank you.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna wrap this up. What is the question we get asked the most? Who's fronting?
What do your female altars think about it?
We're gonna wrap this up here. We have been going on for 2 hours and 17 minutes and 40 seconds. So let everyone know, you know, spread this around, that people who did not watch the stream, it's very video friendly, except for like the end half hour or so. Video friendly, so it'd be like you're watching a regular video. So if you want to spread it, and that way people can know STACEY trademark. You can also get a STACEY trademark sticker. They're $7.50 from Teespring. You can do that. We have STACEY trademark merch. We actually have a shirt. We have one of the stickers. And I think we have a couple of Acrylic and Aether t-shirts, and we're going to be getting More Than Just Fire, and that is all in Teespring currently. If you check on our actual like thing, you can scroll over to our store tab, click on our store tab, and visit our Teespring shop. We have Legally a Goblin merch. We have STACEY trademark merch. We have our Acrylic and Aether, Pickles and Knives, More Than Just Fire, which is the artwork we did to support the fires that are plaguing the West Coast, or were plaguing the West Coast. I know California is still on fire. But yeah, so all of that is in Teespring, so check it out. And also check out some of the channels that we have mentioned throughout Power Week because they deserve some likes and subscribes.
Absolutely, they're great. Do you earn enough through merch, or is most going to producing it?
Honestly, in the last 3 months, we've earned $35 from our merch. We've sold 4 things. Like it's we're not making much from merch right now. And I feel I don't know. Oh yeah, you can also get 30% off. I can't remember through what day.
I
But
don't remember this.
you can get 30% off of all of our merch on Teespring by using Power Week, all one word, for a code. We put 30% off all of our merch through I think it's the 14th. I don't know. Through the 14th, I think. I'll check again. But you can get 30% off and get some cool merch and whatever. Our Legally a Goblin merch, I believe there's pretty much everything. There's blankets, there's posters, yes.
People keep asking what are better ways to support you guys. Liking and subscribing and viewing the content. That's honestly the best way to support us. And we will say that a bazillion times.
Oh, yeah.
Because
never feel pressured to buy anything. We just talk about it because we think it's kind of cool.
I've heard you ship it worldwide if you're willing to pay for it. $10, thank you.
As far as Teespring goes, it'll tell you whether or not it ships worldwide.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like we set most shipping things to go worldwide, and yeah, it's just like it starts around $15 to $25. It's a lot, so that's why we're just like we do, but be warned, shipping is expensive as heck, and that's just American standards. Like we go down to UPS and we're just like, hey, can you give me the least expensive shipping to England on this little box? And they're like, $25. And I'm just like, bruh, they tried to charge me $55 for a roll of stamps the other day. Ended up paying $11 for a sheet of 20.
Yeah.
It's wild. America, what is going on, y'all?
But yeah, so thank you all for supporting us. Honestly, if you can't support us by buying something or giving us money, don't worry about it. Honestly, don't worry about it. Like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell.
Yeah.
That's all we need, honestly.
And comment sometimes. Like if it's pretty quiet on a video, like a comment will like really make our day, honestly. It encourages us to make more content, and it also lets us know what you guys are interested in. Because sometimes we're just sitting there like, what should we make a video on? Like I don't even know what to address right now. And then someone will like ask a question and we'll just like start up a train of thought like, oh yeah, this thing. And we'll just like throw out a video and it'll be bomb. So a lot of times we get inspiration from comments, honestly. So that's a really good way to support us as well.
But yeah, so honestly, thank you. And by watching our videos, you're supporting us anyway. Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Honestly, you don't have to send us money. You really don't.
Oh, someone got a red and green scarf from Etsy. Oh, yeah. That one's really awesome. I'm so glad that got home.
But yeah. Thank you for supporting us. Watching the videos, it does give us revenue.
Yeah.
So honestly, watching the videos supports us. Commenting promotes the video, and the cycle continues. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell to see future videos and to get our community tab notifications. I don't know.
Get some good views for our other members of the community who don't have as many subscribers as others do. Support each other, love each other, don't call each other fake, please. That doesn't do anybody any good. Yeah, like if people are fake, they'll figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
And then they'll be quiet because you can't keep faking something as complex as d.i.d. for your entire life. It gets messed up. Like it would take so much energy. Like, oh my god, just thinking about my Minecraft map alone. I love the comment that someone made on the faking guy one. This is the last story I want to tell.
It's fine.
Like, someone was all saying, they spent like a year on their Minecraft map, and no one who was faking would do that. It's like, thank you, because I just spent like 4 hours on that thing yesterday, like sitting on the floor. My buns hurt. I had a bruise on my tailbone probably, but like, it's really awesome to be able to see this inner world thing come together, and we're going to be making more videos about that. Our next one is going to be documenting Utopian, Dystopian, and the Moons, but we're just going to put that on Patreon a little bit sooner, like a few days before regular YouTube.
Yeah.
But it'll be good.
Level 2 Goblin and up kind of get early access to videos now. I think 24-hour pre-access as long as we're uploading them regularly.
As long as we're on schedule.
Yeah, I know 2 videos during Power Week didn't make it to Patreon in time. But I think 4. I think 4 of them did.
Pretty good. It's the majority.
Yeah. So we do actually give our patrons the content we talk about. No shade. All right, guys. See you in the next video.
We're done with the shade. We finished our tea. You have heard many a thing from our mouths. Thank you for paying attention and for not hating us after hearing these things. We love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a goblin. We will see you all in the next video. Oh yeah.